Today we're showing you from the past, it'll make sense in a minute, how to make some gorgeous homemade tiger bread. You're gonna love it. That ain't gonna work, is it? She said, shall I stand on a step?
No, I don't do
Stand off the step completely. Look at that.
Hang on,
there's a second tier. Sorry. I like you that height.
Me too.
Right,
I like
so
this height too.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm getting our vlog camera out.
Okay, you're gonna vlog this. Right, it's a bit of a strange start to the video, but basically we've started this every Thursday Emotion Cookbook playlist, and last Thursday the first one went up. And we were like really told that it wasn't ready, so can we do another recipe? So we quickly made this tiger bread recipe, which is amazing, but the content is still from the other day when I was wearing a different t-shirt. But some of the things I said in that video didn't actually make sense if I kept it in, hence me adding this. But the rest of the recipe is amazing.
It is.
Yeah?
Really, really good. Really
it's so good. So give this a go. The full method and ingredients and steps, all that stuff are on myvirginkitchen.com. First thing we're doing is just adding our bread flour into a mixing bowl. Getting a pinch of salt. This is a slightly sweet bread, this one, so it's we're adding 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. And you'll notice I've got my wedding ring off. What we're gonna do is, this is some butter at room temperature, okay? So we're gonna just get our hands in there, old school. You could actually do this method in a food processor if you like and just whiz it up. We're just gonna rub the fat from the butter into these dry ingredients. So obviously there's a lot of flour in here, so make sure when you're like rubbing it through, you go right down to the bottom to scrape all that flour that's just hanging out down there. So now this is some warm water. It's not boiling, it is warm though, just to get the yeast going. And we're gonna use a metal spoon at first, just to bring this together. And I kind of don't really see the point of the food processor that much, because you can get like, with a stand mixer, you can get one of those like kneading attachments. But with this method, we are gonna actually get our hands dirty anyway. So that's why I just went for the whole bowl. Why did you have to do that, camera? I just added the yeast in this mix. The camera just stopped. The memory card went, nope, I'm giving up. Make sure you put your yeast in, otherwise it won't rise. So I'll just clear this stuff out of the way. And I have got my bag of flour back there. So I'm just gonna flour down the surface. The surface is clean, that's quite important. You don't want any crumbs or anything like that getting in your dough for extra flavor. Although you could pretend you have. But we're just, gonna just start to get a little bit of extra flour on it initially. As it goes wet, that's why this extra flour will help coat it and dry it out a little bit. But we're basically just gonna get the yeast working. So we're gonna knead this for a good 10 minutes. So it might look kind of rough at the moment, but we wanna just keep kneading it and it will go really smooth. That yeast is already starting working because of the warm water, but this is a workout, my friends. So there's really like no do's and don'ts to this bit. People sometimes slam it down like that, or others sort of like push it out with their palm and then bring it back around. I just find as long as you like give it some care and attention and just like keep working it to get the warm yeast working through it, you end up with a really smooth dough. And if you love it, it will love you back. And for me, this is nearly getting there now. I can feel it in my hands. It's so much more smoother to touch. It's kind of addictive, like one of them stressful things that were popular years ago. Right, once you feel like you're happy with it and it's nice and smooth like so, we can put it into a bowl. One quick tip, make sure you clean down this surface as quick as you can. Mine absolutely hates flour being kneaded on it because it will stain it forever, and also your wife will hate you, so do that as a priority. So we're just gonna lubricate a bowl, actually with a little bit of sesame oil, because the topping has sesame too, so just by keeping that vibe, rather than olive oil today, sesame oil. We're gonna sit in that dough, and that will help it sort of move around a little bit. And now we're gonna cover it in cling film. And I really wish Mrs. Barry was here to help me with this step, because you know how bad I am with it. Stay. All right, I managed to get the cling film on. Actually, I think I'm getting better at it. I'm amazing, right? So here we go. This now goes into a warm place to prove for a good hour, and it will double in size. Our warm place is in there where our boiler is. You can also use a damp tea towel rather than cling film. So whilst that dough is proving, it's important, right?
It is. You need to leave it for about an hour.
Doubles in size. We wanted to say a massive thank you for the support with the brand deals we've done recently. I get approached every day for brand deals for these random websites or for promoting a random banana or something, and I turn down 95% of them. So out of 156 videos in a year, I'm doing 7, and they're all coming at once. So there's 6 every next Thursday, and there's 1 in between for McDonald's, which doesn't even feel like a brand deal. It was really good.
You were genuinely interested.
I was.
In that, weren't you? Yeah. You came back and you were like unsure about doing it, but then when you came back, you were like, "Oh, I'm really glad I did it."
Because it's McDonald's, you know. But you'll see, I really genuinely liked it, and I only do ones that I think I actually enjoy. But I turn down loads, and they help like things like employ Mrs. Barry. I'm getting a new website. We're really growing the brand, so thank you so much. Anyhow, the dough is proved. last week in this video. Check this out. All right, we're gonna make our paste now. We have some ground rice flour here, which is basically long grain rice, which has been like heavily milled and it's super fine. Pinch of salt again. Sugar, yeast. So this is where the sesame flavoring comes in. Just add that in there like so. I guess you could probably use some flavored oils like chili oil as well if you wanted. This is optional, but this is some Marmite, okay? So it's like yeast extract. You don't need too much, but it's just gonna give it a little bit of a tang. Also known as Vegemite, I think. Something very similar in Australia. That should just be enough, but you can add loads more if you like. Marmite, I can't actually eat really on toast. I'm not a massive fan, but with just a mild amount like that spread over to give it a bit of tang, it's gonna be so good. Now this, again, is some warm water. We're gonna add in a little bit at a time. So this is like 50 mils. So probably add about a third. And then just stir this through. Because you kind of want a thickish paste. A bit more. Really stir that through. You just want it thick and spreadable, and it should be relatively smooth, but don't make it too runny, okay? So there that is, nice and combined. It's gonna have that hidden Marmite tang in it. It's ready for our dough. All right, so our dough is now ready and doubled in size, as you can see. We're just gonna knock it back. Oh wow, there's so much air in this, and it's really gloopy. We're just gonna sort of knead it in the bowl just a couple of times. You can see it's clinging from the sides, all that air being released. That's basically what we're doing, is just getting rid of that air. This is a floured tray. All right, so what I'm doing is placing the dough down now, and you can either use a loaf tin for this or just a floured baking tray, and it is gonna prove again and double in size, but we just wanna encourage it into a sort of loaf shape. But this is pretty cool because you can get that sort of rustic look to it. So like maybe an oval like that, or you could do round if you've got more of a square tray, but we'll just leave it like this and put a kitchen towel on top. Sorry, that's a tea towel, not a kitchen towel. Get my towel, kitchen stuff confused. Let's let it prove. All right, so it's time to get our paste we made earlier onto this dough. So it's kind of like I don't know, like a floury Play-Doh texture too, but spread it out relatively thin. Just make sure you cover all of it. Okay, nice and covered. It's now going into our preheated oven to bake away, baby. Alrighty then, folks, that has been in the oven 35 minutes. Check out that lovely cracked golden topping on there. We're gonna just let it rest for a couple of minutes before transferring to a wire rack. Little bit of knife and butter there to one side. Oh, it is still warm. We're getting a good old sharp bread knife. Oh, listen to that. Just to let you know, if it sounds hollow when you take it out, give it a little tap. That's when you know it's really done, okay? I'm gonna go for a nice thick old slice like that. Oh my gosh. Right, that's enough pieces for now, just for my breakfast. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get some of this butter on there. Actually, I'm in the mood for a bit of balsamic vinegar and olive oil. That'd be really good on there. Oh my gosh. Mmm. Is there anything better than freshly baked bread, apart from Pugs? Just to show you, if you use a standard loaf tin instead of a tray, it works just as good too. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh. Remember to subscribe for regular recipe videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and Sunday fun day. If you try any recipes, send us a picture. Follow us on all social media, right?
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Yeah, all that stuff, behind the scenes bits. And of course, subscribe to our other spin-off channel, The Barrys. But check this out. I hope you're enjoying the Emotion Cookbook, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's it.
We'll see you soon.